Okay, welcome to another session of mindfulness. Mindfulness has quite a number of benefits. One of them is if one becomes calm, quiescent, and peaceful during a session, then that's equivalent to a degree of deep rest, which is of value. It also brings you to be inclined to be more in present time in general. But of course, that would only apply if you're mindful of it, the process, and it would probably only apply if you did 10 minutes a day as a discipline, which would have a long-term sustainable effect. Once a week, it's good. It's a primer, and it might even excite your interest in making it more of a daily discipline. Here's a note for you. I just mentioned it would bring you closer to present time. But no human being can ever, will never be in present time. Have you ever heard that before? I bet you haven't. The gurus say, be in present time. Well, you're always in the past, because by the time you think you've apprehended the present time, it's already the past. The process of cognition, some people speculate, takes about 1/25 of a second. So you've already lost the present. But at least it's practical to be attentive around the present, but never in the present, since that's impossible. The subject can be elaborated on even more startlingly, but we won't go there today. So let's just begin by settling down for about 30 seconds. Okay, you can look around and just be aware of the space of the room in which you're sitting now. You're surrounded by space enclosed on all sides, correct? That's space. Now, is it possible for you to isolate the space in which your body is precisely sitting? Your body is taking up space. What amount of space precisely does the body occupy? And be aware of that volume of space. Now relate it to the space in the room again. We're isolating where you are. Now, if I may say it crudely, the space you occupy, the meat body, is sitting in a very special part of the room. And it has very precise boundaries. So I want you to really get a sense of the weight of that object that you are in the room, and feel what that feels like. Take your time. Weight is only cognizable because there's such a thing as gravity. So be aware of that. Is it possible for you to notice the sensation of your feet or your ankles, however you're sitting, against the floor? Isolate that area and feel what it feels like with interest. If your attention wavers to a thought of any type, just simply be choicelessly aware of that and come back to where we were in the program. Okay, place your attention across the surface of your face and really feel what the whole area of the surface of your face feels like. Now that surface includes the forehead, the eyes, the cheek, the nose, the jaw, the mouth. So I want you just to relax in that area of the sensation of the surface of your face and easily at will scan throughout that area and just soften each part one by one. Start with the forehead. Now soften the area of the eyes. The area of the nose along with the nostrils. Really soften that. Oh, soften it. Now soften the areas on either side of the eyes, your temples. Really soften your temples. Move down to the area of the mouth, including the lips, and completely feel that and soften the area. Now you've softened the foreheads. So go back there, soften it again. Soften the eyes. Soften the nose and the nostrils. The mouth and the corner of the mouth. And now, importantly, dwell on the softening of the jaw, the entire jaw. Feel the sensation of a softened jaw with interest. It's a thing, it's a sensation, it's what it is. What does that feel like? Now go back to the entire area of the face and drop and soften the whole thing. Okay, is it possible for you to notice the natural rhythm of your breath? It's occurring on its own. Observe that without interfering and with interest. Don't get bored with that, just keep observing it. The sensation called breathing. Now experience that not as an idea, not as a label called breathing, but simply as an unidentified sensation of where your attention has been now drawn to, that area. Is it possible for you to imagine that you don't know what the sensation called breathing is? It has no label. What is that? Now move your attention to the raising and lowering of your chest cavity as you breathe in, as you breathe out. And in the same manner, don't think of word chest or breathing, or just see this strange thing called a sensation in that area. Now, is it possible for you to feel the sensation of the core of your body, your trunk, in other words, inside there, in that whole area called the trunk, the torso, extending from below the neck and above the pelvis? Just feel that core and feel what core of you feels like. Really zero in on that. And see if you can feel it 10% more. A little more, is that possible? Just wonder for a moment about the strangeness of a thing called sensation and feel what that is. Can you collapse back into that sensation a little? Just fall back into it, so to speak. Falling back into the sensation. And even curl up in it, so to speak, and rest in it. Just gone in it. Almost fallen asleep in that comfort of sensation there. That area is your baby, your friend, completely at home, still and at home, quiet, calm. Just notice that the surface of your face remains relaxed, and then back to the core again. So just deeply soften the area of the sensation of your torso. And returning to your breathing with every exhalation, feel the entire body softening. Everything softens with every exhalation. That means everything. Your face, your hands, your arms, your torso, your pelvis, your leg, your feet, your hands, your palms, your fingers. With every exhalation, allow the entire body to soften each time. Stay with it effortlessly. Is it possible for you to capture a full sense of calm? Ever so softened. With every exhalation, soften the entire body a little more. You're doing this in conjunction with the breathing. Are you still noticing and attending? Good. Perfect quiescence and calm. All as softened as can be. And the breathing continues. Just imagine that there you are at home in this sensation. Nothing much going on. Just there, relaxed and calm, still, softened. Okay, can you be aware of any sound in your environment? Staying calm and softened, just attention on a thing called sound. Anything, no matter how faint. That's a thing called sound. You don't have to identify what it is you're hearing. No labels, just a phenomenon, just as sensation is a phenomenon. Now we're looking at sound. Stay with it. If you can't hear anything, hear, so to speak, a little more closely. So if you don't have your eyes open your eyes effortlessly and just cast your eyes about your environment, letting them go where they want, not where you want, and experiencing the phenomenon of seeing, while imagining, if you can, that you don't know what you're looking at. Strange. All those forms and colours. And, what on earth is all that? All that we take for granted. Okay. Let's be back to terra firma, normalcy, whatever that means.